And this is a very serious crime, because if that kind of shamelessness is happening openly in the street, where even 4 people can walk by and see it, then there are going to be children, young people, there are going to be innocent people that haven't been exposed to that kind of corrupt images, and this is going to damage them psychologically. Can you imagine the damage that it does to the minds of people that are exposed to it? The damage that it's already done. This is a very serious problem with very serious ramifications. People will become twisted and confused. These are things that happen when you get exposed to this kind of filth over and over again, and it becomes normalized. So the Quran steps in and says, no, if someone does this in public, then you have to punish them. And now let's talk about this punishment. They're not killed, they're whipped.
And they're whipped 100 times.
This is episode 4. I'm still editing episode 3, but this is episode 4 we're recording.
I don't know.
Still handling these requests. So
yeah, we're still going through these hot requests.
Yeah. How are you doing? You doing good?
I'm doing just fine.
Actually, no, you're gonna just
Don't worry, this is exactly what I need right now.
It's like your hot soup.
Yep, this is my hot soup. Okay.
Anyway, what are we
Monster
doing
Girls.
Yeah.
Well, we're starting off where we left off last time, I think. I don't know how the last video ends. I don't watch these. Enormous worms that inhabit the desert region. At first glance, they seem to have the appearance of a monster from the age of former demon lords. Inside their mouths, there's a part that looks like a tongue or bait in the form of a beautiful woman, but the woman part is actually the main body. They can move freely as if swimming through the sand, and when they dive into sand by closing the part that looks like a mouth of a monster, they can store their soft, sensitive main body inside and protect themselves with a shell that's like a rocky surface. I wonder why
it's confusing, but I can see it. I can understand.
I can see that butt. You see how it has a butt on the inside?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, look. It's a butt.
It doesn't look very butt-like, but
I see the butt.
Okay.
With low intelligence and high appetite. With low intelligence and a huge appetite for food and other things, they are dangerous predatory monsters. They normally lurk beneath the sand, but when prey animals or potential human mate passes above them, they leap out, open their shells, seize their prey inside their mouths, and drag it into the sand like a monster swallowing its prey whole. This doesn't sound fun. Ostensibly, they look like a monster preying on a man, but of course, the man isn't actually crunched or digested inside. I'm sure that's disappointing to some people. You, man. However, instead, he'll be seized and ravished by the beautiful main body, waiting in the mouth, using her entire body like a tongue.
That's kind of gross.
That's kind of gross, yeah.
That's kind of nasty.
In contrast,
does that mean okay? Real talk.
Yeah?
Does that mean that she can taste him, because her body is a tongue?
Yeah, it's weird that the tongue body also has a tongue inside of its mouth.
Mm-hmm. Get double tongued up.
Yeah, double tongued up.
It's pretty gross.
Don't walk through the deserts. Just don't go anywhere.
What if the guy? He's in the desert. What if the guy is nasty and stinky and covered in sand?
They're probably into that.
That's gross.
It's pretty gross. This is a bad one already. In contrast with the shell, the inside of the mouth, quotation marks, is covered with soft walls of flesh, and these have the alluring soft body of a woman. His body is specialized for making love with a man, and the entire thing is like a... Whoa.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? The entire thing is like female genitalia? Every part of it gives pleasure to a man and functions as an erogenous zone for tasting pleasure from him. Also inside the mouth, mucus called digestive fluid is secreted. It doesn't cause harm to the human body. However, it eliminates resistance to pleasure. By dissolving any clothing or armor the man is wearing and sticking to his skin. They tend to be misunderstood because of the violent appearance of the way they capture a man. But their disposition is not ferocious at all. In fact, their disposition is quite simple. So they're big dumb worms that kind of
in the desert.
In the desert, just grab you up. They're like graboids.
It's pretty. I don't know, but one, it's the idea of a desert trap monster is pretty interesting, but not that kind of trap. Like a desert trap monster sounds pretty interesting, but the fact that it uses this worm mouth to kind of enclose you into this like bedroom inside the mouth of a tongue person. It's kind of
It's like that one scene in the SpongeBob movie.
I mean,
with the
like,
old lady and inside
there's,
the
like,
giant mouth.
there's no light inside the mouth, so you just be kind of covered around by like tongue feeling things, and then the smell.
In contrast with the violent method of capture, they gently and thoroughly pleasure a captured man as though licking and tasting every inch of his entire body, having alluring, sticky intercourse. When they obtain a husband, they live together inside the monster's mouth quotation marks to protect their husband from the desert's temperature, sand, and dryness. And as we all know, they don't like sand because it's rough and coarse and it gets everywhere.
Have you heard the tragedy of?
Have you heard the tragedy of being captured by a giant sand monster?
What about the Wookiees and Kushi?
Okay. In such circumstances, not only do they close the shell to keep their husband from getting a single scratch or a single grain of sand stuck on him.
Anyway, yeah.
A single grain of sand stuck on him. They also spread the wall of flesh and cover it in mucosal digestive fluid, making the barrier so durable that it makes them look paranoid. In this manner, men who become their husbands spend pleasure-filled days just inside the bedroom of a tongue monster. I don't like this. This is bad.
You might just go into bed inside a tongue.
No, I don't wanna. Let's read this man's notes. This genius, this visionary. This time it's a sand insect that lurks within the sand. Sandworm. With this, we'll say farewell to the desert for a while, and good. Deserts are awful places.
Okay.
The female part looks like a fake serving as bait, but that's her real body. She leaps out of the ground and gulps down men, but in a sexual way. So please rest assured. The shell protects the real body, and inside serves as a living place for her husband and herself. I wouldn't want to. When you include that living space, the sandworm's body, she's a monster girl with a fairly large body. There exists a living being that's suited for the two of them to use, an enormous living being with a mouth that you could say is the size of a room. Fun facts about this terrible, awful thing. Powerful sandworms are capable of changing the appearance of their human and worm bodies as well. They will shrink their outer body and morph their human body to give themselves an appearance similar to that of a Lumia, allowing themselves to visit human settlements with their partner.
Yes. Hey y'all, here's my tongue wife.
Here's my tongue wife. I wonder if they would still be like tongue. It would just be like a tongue person, and then they got like a little worm stuck on them.
I think this is the idealized image of a tongue. Because have you ever looked at the bottom of your tongue?
It's not great.
It looks disgusting.
Sandworms
Veins and bulging.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on in your mouth. Don't think about it.
You ever just want to kind of poke at it?
Nope. Yeah, you ever want to just cut that thing underneath your tongue?
What would happen?
Yeah, if you're bored, here's a picture of a man cutting.
I'm not doing that. I'm not editing that in.
Okay. Sandworms cannot fully detach themselves from their outer shell. However, they can freely change the point of attachment. For instance, they can grow what looks like a tail to attach to the flesh walls of their shell if they want to free up their legs. So they can look like slowpokes.
Wait, what?
They can look like
really change the point of attachment.
so they can shrink it so much that it looks like a tail.
Oh, well,
But then they're all tongue and they're stepping on stuff and they gotta taste it. I feel bad for it.
pretty nasty.
Being all tongue would suck.
I understand what they're going for because they want to be
They don't want everyone to.
I'm feeling like he thought about it for a while after writing it, and he was like, "This is really weird." And then he what's the word?
He gave these two stipulations, these two asterisks next to the picture of a dune monster.
Yeah, he kind of backed it down a little, a lot, because he was like, okay, what if the actual worm part?
What if it can actually just change how it looks, and then it won't be as weird if it's just a tongue worm?
What if it's
but
just
it's still weird?
A tongue slime with a tail?
Not even a slime, because you probably can't go through it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
But
just
like
mean
a
it looks
gelatinous thing.
Yeah, because look at it, it's meant to look, it's gross.
Like its hair is dripping. Its hair is made out of meat.
That's the thing, is that it'll always be covered in saliva because it's a tongue. This would be different if it wasn't a tongue person.
But it's a tongue, so
okay,
all these things come up.
I mean, you're the one reading this, but if this wasn't if this was just like a sandworm woman, this would have a higher rating than it being a tongue woman with a sandworm body.
The tongue thing is what drags this one down a bit. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Ooh, controversial.
Controversial.
Hot
How
takes.
can I be so brave? I understand. Come at me. Don't at me though.
Priz went into this wanting to not like sandworms.
Yeah, I went into this not wanting to like sandworms.
Priz
I'm a
a
racist.
snub. Okay, alright, yeah. So next one is a bunyip. I've never heard of a bunyip.
It's the one I sent you. It's the fluffy snake.
Oh, the one that you... Okay.
Because it came out like a week ago. Yeah, May 16th, 2018.
Interesting. Okay.
I read this one already, so you'll do it.
So a kind of lamia that lurks water sides. Their body is covered in fur and their eyes emit an uncanny light, like that meme.
Yeah, like the Paw Patrol.
Yeah,
Paw Patrol snake.
They have a large build for lamia. Yeah, they have a large build for a lamia family monster and possess both superhuman strength and agility at the same time, using their long tail just as a spring to launch them at their prey.
It makes the sonic noise.
Yeah, that's what I was
Boing.
thinking of, like the sonic robots. The bestial nature dwelling within them is extremely powerful, and since the reproductive urges are ferocious, they are feared as a race that aggressively attacks men. Despite the ferocity of their appearance, on the contrary, normally they're so quiet that it's eerie, almost creepy.
Almost scary. It's like they're monsters.
Like a nasty, like a weirdo. And they live by concealing their body in water in order to hide. For that reason, they're frequently mistaken as beasts with bird beaks, beasts with the giant tail, and so on. And by many who witness them, and they're often treated as an unidentifiable monster. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I can barely kind of tell what's going on.
The hands having fur kind of muddles this picture up a little.
Yeah, it's a little confused. Are these boobs right here, or is that the torso?
That's the torso, the boobs are higher.
So these are the boobs.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, it's a little confusing. They move around inside the water. So they're like furry water moccasins. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. They move around inside the water without making a sound, and when they spot a man after gazing fixedly at him, they launch themselves upon him without so much as a warning. They certainly do look like reasonless monsters launching an attack to kill and devour their prey. On the other hand, they are being endowed with high intelligence who also... okay. Will also
You
possess...
trying to tell me this thing don't look smart?
This thing does not look smart. This thing looks like you could, like, use misdirection. Like, you be like, hey, go catch this, and you pretend to throw a football, and like it runs a mile.
Yeah, it runs a mile, you mean it like slithers.
It slithers away, and they're like, I didn't even throw anything. Will also possess enough reason to suppress their bestial nature under normal circumstances.
That's always the stipulation.
Let's take a moment to look at the disposition: ferocious, timid, cowardly. What?
I like that. I like being ferocious and a coward.
A ferocious coward.
Man, if I could be, I strive to be described as a ferocious coward.
Okay, if you can come into contact with them, you'll probably be able to catch a glimpse of their quiet and timid true character too. However, despite being able to converse, it doesn't seem to be their strong point, and they're extremely poor at conversing with men in particular. What a nerd.
Yeah, they have to hide in water.
They're like
cowards.
They're like,
Yeah, they are cowards.
For example, from what I've heard, even if they think that they want to become intimate with a man, they aren't able to express in their words, and their head goes blank in the presence of a man, so they become unable to speak properly. So they get all flustered.
It's cute.
I guess. In other words,
You wouldn't want to hug this thing. It looks really soft.
no, look at it.
It's got.
It looks weird.
It's got fluff all over it.
It's got feathers,
It'd be like,
and it's a snake.
It'd be like hugging one of those down pillows.
It'd be
Only
like-
it hugs you back.
It'd be like hugging an animal.
Yeah, I guess.
Gross.
You don't hug dogs? Or are you weirdo?
I don't like hugging a dog is one thing because that's an animal. This thing is much different.
It
but-
does have a mask though.
Mhm.
That's cool. I wonder if they're born with the mask or if
These creatures, more with masks.
these creatures born with masks.
In other words, when they appear to be gazing fixedly at prey, it's actually that they're worrying about how to strike up a conversation with the man. Suddenly leap upon him as the result of their own urges going out of control due to the confusion.
These neat monsters.
Yeah, I was gonna say
These Guatemala monsters.
The typical of Lamia, they prefer to coil their serpentine lower half around their husband's body and use the entire body to embrace him.
That sounds comfortable. Like everyone always brings us up about snakes. You know, why are
Everyone,
everyone
like you're
cares
having
about this.
like you're having water cooler
like
conversations
we're having
about
water.
this.
Yeah. You know, when you think about it with your brain, it'd probably be really nice to get hugged by a snake
No,
woman,
no, no one.
especially if it had fur on it.
Like, you've held snakes, right?
Yeah,
Snakes are not pleasant feeling.
I don't know. I mean,
What do you mean? I don't know.
like, there's
You-
probably.
You held the snake and you're like, I want to embrace the snake.
I would like to embrace the snake.
I want to lick this snake.
No, don't lick snakes. Snakes
Right.
have oils all over them and they crawl on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing no one ever points out, that Lamias like dragging their bodies on the floor, so,
Mhm.
so their lower halves would be all gross.
Mm.
They'd have like
This
like
one's in the water, though.
I know, like this one's probably fine. Well, this has got mud and stuff,
Mhm.
but But like, think about walking through a parking lot and you just got all that stuff on your shoe. For them, it's not on their shoe; it's on their legs.
It's almost like Lamias are bad monsters, and we should ban them from
No,
our
don't do
monster.
that. They can't help how they're born. They were made in God's image.
0 out of 10. Skipping the rest of the. No, I'm just kidding.
The way they closely adhere.
Okay, this is my article. Get out of here. I'll kick you out. You're kicked from the channel. From the way they closely adhere to their husband with their entire body, we can see the obsession with males typical of serpent monsters, but at the same time, the seemingly genuine happiness they appear to exhibit as they draw their face close to their husband makes them also appear just like a little girl hugging a precious stuffed toy, refusing to let go.
That sounds comfortable. That sounds nice.
That sounds nice. Even among the Lamia family monsters, their serpentine body is especially soft, and their mana-imbued fur doesn't lose its fluffy feeling even after soaking up water, so they are proud of feeling extraordinarily good to hug.
See, now do you understand?
Yeah, that's nice, I guess. Their body is devilish and an evil.
They're really nice to hug. And next sentence,
The body is devilish.
Delightfully devilish.
In an even different sense than that of
Succubus.
a succubus. And it's said that when wrapped in their body, the person embraced will feel so pleasant, comfortable that he'll lose his strength and surrender himself.
Look at these comfy monsters just spreading comfort all over the place.
Just putting you out of your misery.
You wouldn't want
Like-
God, I wish that was me. You wouldn't want to go to the Bunyip Mate Cafe where they just like let you lay on them and you just sleep.
No, I wouldn't. But you can go and get choked out and then get robbed. But if you want to do that by these snake beasts, you can do that.
They're people, Dakota.
No, they're not.
They're half people. This thing is definitely got.
That's way less than half. When they've succumbed to their bestial nature, sex with them is like being mercilessly wrung dry of mana by a monster that seized hold of its prey, violently ferocious. After losing it, they probably don't feel any resistance to their own state. However, when not in that state, even when coiled around their husband embracing, they also appear to blush out of embarrassment for what they had done like an innocent young woman. And even then when, they'll move their hips in a timid manner while paying close attention to the signs from their husband. Yeah, just like how when prey is taken into the giant maw of a monster lined with sharp fangs, where the slightest little nibble will inflict fatal wounds, they barely shake their hips, regardless of the intention of the bunyip herself, a violent pleasure.
It's always violent. There's probably a time where it's not, but it's usually pretty violent.
It's always violent. Will be induced in the being snapped up, and the male will be led to ejaculation as if being greedily devoured. That sounds painful. Snapped up is not a word I want to hear.
Associated with the vagina.
It just, because especially when mentioning fangs in the maw of a monster, you don't want to.
It's not something you want
I
to
just
have in your
imagine
brain.
fangs coming out and like grabbing
Vagina
the
denta.
peen. Yeah,
That's
movie,
a
right?
Roman myth. They knew. They were smart.
No, they weren't.
They were like, guys.
They were idiots.
Yeah, the Romans. What idiots.
What a bunch of morons.
If they're so smart, how come they're all dead?
Okay.
And that's
it. That's it. All right. So this, I don't know, because it's the Lamia, but it's like a fluffy Lamia, and there's not too much different.
It lives in the water.
That's about it. But like, it's not that much different. It's not super interesting. But it looks nice. It looks comfy. I gotta admit, it looks
Can you imagine
comfy.
this monster in like a sweater?
I mean, I don't see how that would really make a difference. It's already all fluffy.
I know. Get the double fluffed up on a Thursday.
Look in your eyes.
What?
You're imagining it. This one looks kind of nice. I understand they tried to do the whole innocent thing with being like, oh, it's a shy girl, but you know, it's all right. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Just hitting all them
Just
sixes.
slightly above average, yeah. Like I'm Drake, yeah.
I know what it looks like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you would. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the. I know we were just giving the dune worm mess for this. But I like how there's like teeth around the waist.
Does it pop its legs out, or?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? If it pops its legs out, it's not as cool. But if it's just got like weird teeth decals, like
Yeah, what's their purpose though?
what's their purpose? To look like a shark.
It is.
Oh, this is a fairly recent one too, from last year. A race of mermaids with the characteristics of sharks. Well, there's all we really need to know, right? 8 out of 10. I'm sure you won't like this
Thanks,
one,
folks.
though. Thanks, folks. I'm sure you won't like this one, though, because you can't swim.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I mean, anything with the water, I'd end up drowning. But you know, that's just life. Sometimes you drown, sometimes you don't. Sometimes
Most people don't. Characteristics of sharks. These monsters are extremely ferocious. Let's look at the disposition real quick before we do it too soon, too late. Ferocious, bold, and timid.
I feel like this guy has a thing for shy girls that eventually just beat you.
I have a thing for that.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good thing.
It doesn't mash up though, because the two personalities don't really like if you have both, then it doesn't make sense. But it seems like somebody who's like bipolar. If they're like shy 1 second and then like beating your head
it's
in
never
the
like
next second.
a 1 second type deal, you know. It's always like this girl's real shy. But once you befriend
Oh,
her,
is it 2 seconds?
yeah, 2 seconds. There's a difference. These monsters are extremely ferocious, just as they look, which is a rarity for the mermaid family since most of them have a docile disposition. They have excellent senses with which to detect humans, and they can accurately pinpoint the specific location of a man hiding in a ship. That's oddly specific. Because their senses are extremely keen, detecting a man's presence will even cause them to perceive a man's existence so incredibly strongly that they will go wild with lust.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. If they discover a man who fell into the sea, they will mercilessly snap at him and try to greedily devour the man's body. They don't actually consume such prey. Okay, because of how they look when they attack humans, they are feared as man-eating sharks. They have sharp fangs and strong jaws, and it is said that they are even capable of biting through iron chains and gnawing holes in the bottom of ships. On the other hand, since their fangs contain demonic energy and have the same properties as demon realm silver.
So they got like grills,
They
basically.
got like grills, yeah. They got like they're literally like Hammerhead from James Bond.
Oh, okay.
Since they have the same properties as demon realm silver, they do not injure humans. Those bitten have spirit energy spilt out from inside their body instead of blood. Oh man.
Wait, what?
Ugh, that's a bad image. Because I'm imagining the bite still like has a hole, but instead of blood, it's like this white, like this soul fluid just coming out of you. Like you stick your hand into like a tub and it comes out and there's like a big bite mark on it and like a bunch of like white fluid just dripping out of your hand like you're an android from Alien.
That sounds gross.
Like your bishop. Spill out of them instead of blood, and when a man's spirit energy mixes with their demonic energy, it becomes stained bright red instead of a blood spray. The spirit energy spray will stain the sand red. This sounds terrifying. Once bitten, a man will be robbed of spirit energy and feel like he's having his spirit energy gouged out and consumed instead of his flesh. This creature attacks your soul ghost instead of your real body.
Mm-hmm.
And the instant he is bitten, a man's body will be attacked by a throbbing so violent that it almost enough to render him unconscious. Plus there's the continuous heat and oozing of spirit energy afterwards, so a man will be robbed of his freedom underwater and will be unable to escape from copulation.
This is kind of rough.
I don't know. I think I'm just thinking.
I think I make noises to my mouth.
Yeah. They prefer to embrace and entwine each other's bodies as closely as possible during copulation. And they will ride a man wildly, as if devouring his penis and welcome it deeper into their wombs. Additionally, their shark skin has the rough scales with the same properties as their fangs. So when it scrapes against a man during sex, it constantly produces throbbing and heat throughout his whole body.
This sounds awful.
A man will be unable to go without venting it inside. A man will be unable to go without venting it inside them. And he'll end up repeatedly ejaculating over and over. Although they are ferocious monsters in this way, well, this is a way that matters a lot. Like, bro.
See, this is where he wants to have 2 cakes and eat them both.
They actually have a timid nature.
She also reads books.
Yeah, right. They are notoriously close-sighted, so they have to get cute little mermaid glasses. Do not let this distract you from the fact that you will be violently raped underwater.
When I'm not sticking up people in the alleys, I like to read on the corner. I like to bake.
Listen, mer sharks didn't do nothing. During intercourse, they often nibble the husband's body, but the reason for this behavior is that they dislike it when their husband separates his body from theirs. On such occasion, they can be put at ease by head patting, or a firm embrace. Okay, this just jumped up 2 points.
More like a headlock.
They're probably into that too.
Yeah.
Also, perhaps because in the age of the former demon lords, their entire body, including fangs, shark skin, etc., was a deadly weapon for wounding humans. Ah, God, the Alzheimer's. Other than during sex, they treat their husbands gently and carefully as if he were a fragile treasure, except for when they're not. You could even say they appear over anxious, and they will turn their ferocity towards anything that could potentially harm their husband. Furthermore, among the humans who fear them, which should be a lot more, it is said that the scent of blood draws them near. They are actually sensitive to the scent of human blood, and if there's a human bleeding in the sea, they'll swim there at full speed, even from a faraway location. However, it is not to attack, it's because they get worried and rush to help.
Okay, that's a bad excuse. That's not gonna hold up in court. You don't rush to see if someone needs help and then bite all over their body.
Supposedly, they may even show up faster than the she-bishops, who save those who are drowning.
Dang, it's like, don't fall in the ocean.
It's like
'cause
Uber.
You'll get nibbled.
No, it's like Uber. You know, you cut your hand, you like prick your hand, and you put it in the water, and the shark pops up, and they're like, yo, and you're like, yo, I need a ride, if you know what I mean.
No, it's not like that. You can't.
Cut that.
You can't do that to your.
Just
do you do this to your Uber driver?
No, I don't.
You just nibble in your Uber driver's ear.
No. Listen. Times are tough. Sometimes payments get declined for various reasons, and you just gotta make up something on the spot. I thought we weren't gonna ever talk about this again.
Hey man.
Okay.
It's one thing. It was one time when it it's the same guy.
When I'm pulling up the past drivers list, and I'm like, Kenko's notes. They're just as ferocious as they look. Their entire body is a deadly weapon. However, in the Momonos realm sense, and word is that they are feared as man-eating sharks who attack and devour humans in a sexual sense. But perhaps this race also tends to be quite misunderstood because of their looks or something like that.
He's like, I'm just kind of making
I'm
this
just
up.
making this up. These are notes.
Okay, let's get a nice look at this lady. You know, nothing about this seems timid. I can't imagine this actual creature being timid. I like this shark though, because I feel like it's straightforward and to the point when it's like, oh, it'll just eat you up, and then, you know.
Yeah. Some people are into that.
It'll just mess your whole shit up.
Oh, look! I just noticed something.
What?
The outline of her hair and her chest thing form a pair of jaws, like the lower part of a jaw. See, look, you got the teeth on the inside of her hair, and then the chest thing. It's like a jaw.
What are you talking about?
Look, see, the teeth pointing up, the teeth pointing to the side, and the top. So it's like a facsimile of a pair of jaws.
Whoa.
That's a neat character design.
Yeah. Okay. How
It's
come she got gills on her ribs though?
well, because on a fish, that's where their gills are.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's kind of just on the side of their face.
Yeah, but that's because fish are all face.
You insult some fish.
Yes. Come at me.
Alright, okay, so what do you think about this one?
I give this one an 8.
I like this one too.
Yeah. I'm glad we could agree on this one.
Yeah.
Even though
I don't think I'd ever want to be
though,
around a shark woman, but I can appreciate the shark woman.
I don't know. You wouldn't like just like.
Like, this is the first time for everything.
Okay. Yeah, 8 out of 10. I like this shark. I like this fish. I will now use this fish
This fish.
I will now use this fish to pleasure myself.
Oh man, yeah, it's pretty okay. It's pretty a-okay. I don't know how. Okay, real talk. I don't know how I feel about fish as monster people.
Why?
Because fish are kind of stinky and like
Well,
scaly.
that's because they smell when they're out of the ocean because of all of the ocean bacteria and stuff that's on them. It's getting baked by the sun. Like underwater, you can't smell anything, so it don't really matter.
Yeah, but it still feels like I mean, I know you haven't cooked with fish, but like
I imagine that they would clean themselves too somehow. They have some sort of these monsters that have human brains.
what, underwater?
Yeah.
How are you cleaning yourself underwater?
In real life,
And then all that ocean salt water.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like they can hop to like a fresh body of water and be like, I'm gonna take a bath.
These things are always salty. But like in
Just
real life, they
like
should just like rub on rocks and stuff to get moss to stop growing on you. But that's
Yeah.
not. But I would hope
not
that
really a
that
good way
their
to
brains would let them find something better than
They're
that.
primitive monster brains.
No, this one's smart.
It doesn't say smart.
It's so
It
smart.
just says
It's
ferocious.
like a dolphin. There's probably a dolphin one of these anyway. But like, you know, the saving people when they're drowning, that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty nice. I like it. I would be friends with this shark.
I don't know. It didn't say save. It says it comes for them, and then it does the whole ritual.
No, it says that they're worried about them and that they're like
But then,
mischievous.
yeah, but you can be worried about somebody and then still bite at them and attack them. Ooh, but the next one sounds interesting. It's Kraken. We're on
Oh,
a-
I know what the Kraken looks like.
We're
You're
on,
not
a,
gonna like it.
we're on a seafood tip.
Yeah.
It's got tentacles.
Red lobster.
Yum. Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah, actually, this was in one of the intros. I remember.